What up, family? Agree to disagree. A2D Radio. We are obviously not live from the Real Talk Studios, but we're still coming to you like we do every Sunday. We're brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton location. You can check out the most previous post the doc put out talking about how he's going to be doing stuff remotely as well, just like we are. And here we are. We got a ton to talk to you about today. We'll do Crumb of the Week later on in the show, NFL free agency, Eagles draft needs, Eagles wide receiver issues, and whatever you got to bring to the table, we'll talk about as well today. Tom Arnone, Uncle Sweet, Steffi, B. Willie in the corner. What's up, boys? We're still coming. It's a little different for us, but we're here, baby, and we're bringing it to you. And that was a quick turnaround for A2D. Remember, we were just in the studio like a week and a half ago, and now look at us. Better than ESPN. What?
He said, "Don't ever put Willie in a corner." That's
Don't drop your phone. Don't drop your phone and you're good. So
it fell off books. Relax. Have another heater in the fucking studio.
I will. Our poll question brought to you by Ambuck Services. Find them on the web, ambuckservices.com. Giving 20% off right now. 20% off. All right, 20% off for Ambuck Services right now. AMBUCK Services. Tell them A2D sent you 20% off. Gutter guards, gutter installation.
During the quarantine, 20%?
20%. That's what they're doing. Mikey's taking care of people. Our poll question, the Eagles will add a veteran wide receiver before the draft. Do you agree or disagree? Boys, I mean, this is really, thank God for the NFL. It gives us stuff to talk about right now. And we'll talk about the additions the Eagles did yesterday defensively and over the last 48 hours as well throughout the show. But to go to the offensive side of the football for a little bit and to the poll question, the Eagles will add a veteran wide receiver before the draft. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Chime in. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're live. We're rocking, reading off everything you got tonight. So whoever wants to start off, are we going to bring a veteran wide receiver in before the draft?
I think we will.
Do you agree? Good.
I do agree. Yes. I don't know. I mean, there's some guys out there. I like. At least I like a little bit. Perriman intrigues me a little bit. I mean, there's not a whole lot of guys out there. I'm not going to lie. But
no, there's not.
Taylor Gabriel I like a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that we're going to draft one pretty high. We're all thinking first round, but maybe even second round, if they decide to go defense first round. But I still think we're going to add a veteran. I think you have to add a veteran. Who else do you have at this point?
Yeah,
I mean is Alshon going to be on the
list?
team?
The list isn't very long, like you said. So, Robbie Anderson seems to be the hot name.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying that seems to be the
Robbie's. I like Robbie.
I mean, he can take the top off for you. So we'll see. But Perriman had a good year last year. So is he ready to turn the corner? You don't have to give him a lot of money. So, he's a chance to play with Carson. You can imagine that he'll continue to build off last year. So
you would hope, yeah.
It's an intriguing, it's an intriguing name. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie Anderson's young. He hasn't had much help and any talent throwing him the ball up in New York, so you don't truly know, what he can be with an actual quarterback there.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Dad's in here. Watch yourself.
I like Sam.
Well, no, he's just not there yet.
God's got to be healthy, though, really.
Yeah, absolutely. But what he did do is he caught every ball. He caught the ball up in New York to whoever was throwing him the football. So that's a good name. Brashard Perriman is another name, obviously. He's really stunk in Baltimore. Kind of turned it around last year with Tampa Bay late in the year. Wasn't really used much because of Evans and Godwin, and until they got hurt, was kind of on the back burner. So you're right, we wouldn't have to pay him much. I'm going to go disagree, though, because I see the way this offseason is going so far. They're loading up on defense because I think they realize the offensive side of the ball is very deep in the draft, and I think they're going to go draft early for a wide receiver. So I'm going to go disagree.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like two names that really I like a little bit, and I don't even like Perriman really at all. I know people out there like him. I just not a.
Yeah, is he the vanilla ice of the NFL? I mean, like I said, I need more. I need a resume. I don't need 1 year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why the name that intrigued me the most out of all of them, and he really I like him. I don't love him or anything, but Taylor Gabriel, at least he's had success a little bit. At least like what his skill set is for the most part. And if you want to talk about a veteran, yeah, he's 29, he's a veteran, but it still doesn't do anything for me. Doesn't move the needle for me. The only thing,
he gets hurt all the time too, Tommy.
Yeah, he'd have to play against me in fantasy like he did that Monday night. He had 3 touchdowns in Washington and buried me. So that's about the best game he has. I agree with you.
It's really becomes like a common sense thing when you talk about the wide receiver position. Like, we're going to have this conversation every damn year unless we go do something that we need to do. And that's simple. And that's use your assets and try to get yourself up to go get one of these guys. Whatever guy you target the best or who thinks the best. If it's Lamb, fine. If it's Ruggs, fine. If it's Judy like I feel, then fine. But whoever that guy may be to you, you need to address it. Because if not, we're going to continue this conversation year in, year out, because you're not going to get your franchise quarterback, all right, a guy to grow with. So if you want to keep band-aiding it, then we can Taylor Gabriel it. We can Robbie Anderson that people like to get all excited about. Robbie's a one-trick pony. He'll take a top off. I like Robbie. Don't love him. Does he have a skill set? Yeah. It's a deep route. That's it.
He's got a history too.
Yeah, I need a guy.
He'll hit a cop.
Yeah. He'll hit a cop.
Most guys from Temple will too. It is North Philly.
Yeah, tough neighborhood.
That is true.
So I was just trying to pull up one of the comments here. We're on one. Here we go. So Reggie, show it. There we go. Reggie Gadsden says, does Greg Ward still see the field this year? I think he'd be great as a guy that's not asked to do too much.
I thought I was getting a shout out when I quickly saw that comment. I was like, "Does Greg?" And I'm like, "Let's go, shout out!"
Yeah. Quickly, fan those players.
Squash.
I think he can win a role here. Maybe like the old Jason Avant role, a couple crucial third down catches a game, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. I think it's a big year for, it's a big, well, we don't, the off season is now, nothing's happening except for, free agency, no OTAs and stuff like that. Everything's on hold, but it's a big off season and then obviously a big season for, big camp for guys like him and Boston Scott. There's people, and we love Boston Scott. He did a tremendous job, but guys are anointing him already. Already they're like, oh, we're good. We don't need, Melvin Gordon. We don't need a Devontae Freeman. We're good. We're good. Okay. We got Boston Scott. That's fine. That's fine. Are you fucking shitting me? All right. Come on. And I love him. The guy played his ass off. We'll see. All right. Relax.
No, I agree. I think, Greg Ward, Boston Scott, I think they've potentially earned a roster spot going into the year, but they're all rotational guys. Boston's probably your third down, change of pace guy. Ward, to me, is your 4th or 5th wide receiver. If you're counting on him to be a major role, then we have major issues with our wide receivers once again. I like Greg.
Injuries again.
Yeah, I like Greg, and he did great for us, but he is what he is. He's a 4th or 5th wide receiver on any given team.
Listen,
or win a job. Win a job.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody competes. Go win a job.
Exactly. Were they Band-Aid guys, or were they guys that maybe take the next step to being productive NFL guys consistently? We'll see.
Yeah, I think both guys have a role here. Now, if we're making that role bigger than it is, then that's our fault, right? Yeah. So if we don't go in thinking, oh, we got Boston Scott and we got Greg Ward, we're ready to go. No, calm down, okay? Calm down. I need playmakers. Right, Boston Scott to me, okay, he can do some things. I like
Boston Scott.
I like him, but Greg Ward. If we're going in, Greg Ward is your number 2 or number 3. I think we're in trouble. Okay,
to me, listen, I hear you. To quote the great Taylor Swift, Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes.
Pieces on the house.
I always love a good T Swift reference.
Yeah, I hear you.
As Joe said, then draft the wide receiver early. But he said don't grab the kid from Colorado, so he's not really on the CD Lamb train. But that's what you got to do.
Colorado's not CD Lamb.
My bad. I'm Oklahoma.
Joe, is Joe, just real quick, is that because of the injury, or do you just not like his skill set, him as a wide receiver? If it's injury, I get it. Wide receiver wise, he is kind of good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, this is when I'm doing two things at once. I forget where a guy went to school.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can stop by. I'll smack you.
You won't even let me in the house. You're on lockdown. I know you.
No, I'll take you out from inside the house. Don't worry. That's already.
Stop by in 2 months. See you in 2 months.
Randy Martinez says, "Yes, sir. Screw the picks. Give Carson a stud playmaker." And it's bigger than just get Carson a stud playmaker, like Manny's saying. Like he's right with us, but it's about getting somebody that he can grow with for the next 5 to 7 years, say, right? It's about putting somebody next to him that he can grow that relationship with. We talk about a quarterback and a wide receiver. It's all about relationships and sort of like knowing what the guy's doing before he does it. You talk to any of the greats like Peyton and Marvin, right? They talk about they knew what each other were doing
Peyton and Reggie
before they even did it. And Reggie, like you need that chemistry to grow together. And that's why I think this year, more important than any other year, because of how bad our wide receiver group is, or not proven going in this year, that you're just doing the same thing you've been doing if you don't go address it. And what worries me, if you stay at 21, I don't have confidence in them addressing it at 21. The only way to me they can address it is saying, hey, we're here. We've done nothing for a month and a half because we've been quarantined, and all we did was a bunch of damn homework and film study, and I'm going to get Judy, right? And it's simple. There's like the Ruggs and Judy to me aren't close. Okay, they're just not. They're not. They played on the same damn team. Who put up bigger numbers? That's the guy I want. Ruggs a project. Ruggs could be really good.
Ruggs is not a project.
Well, if he's not a year one, I'm gonna put up 1,000 yards. He's not year one. I'm gonna put up 1,000-yard guy.
There's only been like 6 of them ever. But yeah,
okay.
I think he could be. I think he could be. I think he has more yards than Judy.
What, this year?
Yeah.
You want to take that bet too?
Yeah, I think we're going to get Ruggs, so yes.
Keep taking these L's, because I'll take that bet as well.
Okay.
Because I'm going to go with the better route runners going to have a better first year, Brian. That's 101.
0 for your lifetime. We've gone over this.
All right, now 0 for my lifetime. Dude, when you have nothing to say to bring to an argument, you try to bring up.
How do I have nothing to say? Henry Ruggs is a stud. That's all I'm telling you. He translates better to the NFL. I just think he does.
That I don't know about, but I think obviously they're both studs. You know what I mean? And like, if you go back to the route running thing, I mean, you could fall into the that big son of a bitch from Seattle. You know what I mean? Everybody was down on him because he could. You know, he was just supposed to be just
an athlete, just
this big specimen that can only go vertical. And obviously, he did do that extraordinary, but he had a pretty good year. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry. So I mean, I think they're both. It depends. As a rookie, it depends where you land. Truthfully.
No, I agree absolutely. And if you stay healthy, and the kind of playing time you get, but I think that we're going to get Ruggs. That's why I'll make that bet. And if he comes here, he's going to play.
Let me say something. I'm not taking a shot at Ruggs. I'm telling you that I think year 2 or 3 he really gets into the guy he's going to be. That's all my point was. I think Judy can come in and be impactful day one because of the route running ability, because of how important that is, and because of his skill set. Like his skill set can come in and translate right away. Can I run every route in the route tree? If I can do that, and what I think he can, then I can have success right away. Like his college success wasn't, hey, 30 catches and 700 yards. I mean, it's proven college success, right? The guy right alongside of him had half the catches he had. So you can say, well,
spread the ball around.
Hold on. That's not spreading the ball out. Well, one guy has 70 plus and the other guy has 40.
Judy was his favorite target.
And the other guy's better. That's I'm going to throw the ball to the guy who's better.
That's because when Tua got hurt, the other guy caught all the balls. Judy caught all the balls when Tua got hurt.
Here we go. Okay. There's all his yards right there. So where was he before?
The other quarterback wasn't good enough to get him the ball.
Not on Ruggs. You just want to be all rugged up, and he's not as good.
I was going to take that side against you, so everything you say, I'm just going to go against. But no, listen, I think that Judy's. I've said this already. I'll take any of the 3. Any of them.
What are your points? Marcus Cross says Ruggs is like a Deshaun Tyreek mixture, which is true. We definitely.
Yeah, don't want that guy. Wouldn't want him.
No, I definitely love his skill set. If he drafted him, I wouldn't be mad. You understand that? I wouldn't be mad. I just want to be better.
That guy will be doing 25 to life. Be careful with that mash. I mean, when you're doing comps, I mean, like, so the other side you can fall on is, I mean, if you, like I said, since we're, in the business of doing comps and you're comparing guys to guys, you know what I mean? So Judy would be, is he going to be another Marvin Harrison? Marvin Harrison, Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it. You know what I mean? So you don't want to, put him in that category. He hasn't even played a snap yet. But talking about a guy that can run the whole route tree,
kind of route runner he was.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see.
And Justin Jefferson, Miles Smith is. I mean, I wouldn't want to get Justin Jefferson. To me, that means that we've reached. I think you can almost get him in the second or very late. You can almost trade back and get him like late first.
Yeah,
I want to move up. I want to move up and get one of those three studs who I know are studs.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I mean, Jefferson is a sit and take at 21, or you're right, trade back. See if somebody wants to come up to get, the cornerback from Florida if he's there. If he's there, I don't know why we're not taking him. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting because I agree. Let's get either of the three. I'm good with either of the three. I don't have any preference. I'm in.
Jefferson's an interesting name because he's obviously he had a tremendous year, and I heard when an NFL insider guy talking about him, just how the speed. Not that it doesn't play, but he's not a vertical guy. And he ran a 4.3 at the combine. So like you hear that and you're like, that's strange to me. You know what I mean? So see what else he can, how that's going to translate in the NFL. You know what I mean? Will he be more of a possession guy that can take the top off every once in a while? Or, it's just, that's a weird guy for me, tremendous talent. I'm just saying.
And I wonder how much of that though is the offense that was at LSU. Like, did they call those go routes as often as potentially an NFL team and an NFL caliber quarterback would do? And I'm not saying Burrow isn't. He's obviously going to be the number one pick, but you're going from a college scheme and a college quarterback to now the NFL and a pro quarterback. Maybe it could have been scheme because you're right. He did fly at the combine, and it's strange to hear that, like, oh, yeah, the speed doesn't translate on the field. So either he can't get off the block, he can't get off the DB and get down the field, or they just didn't call many of them. It's interesting to see.
To answer Marcus's question here, that's another reason that I would go out and get a veteran receiver, Marcus, is because I don't think we're good at drafting receivers. Howie's shown that he hasn't been good at drafting receivers, so that scares me. That's why I just want to go up and get one of these three because I think all three of them are going to be good players.
Yeah.
Historically speaking, one will probably not be good. But usually when the three guys go high, one's not good. But yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I'll agree with you. Any of them three, I wouldn't be mad about. Like I'd have some more excitement going into the year, more confidence offensively. Absolutely.
So if you're scared of an unknown, let's just translate real quick, and not to cut you off. So even though it was speculation, since the draft is hit or miss, and we're not Eagles aren't great at drafting receivers, whatever. Are you ready to give the keys to Dallas Goedert if that was a legitimate trade offer? Julio, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I mean, I know my answer. I'm just saying. I know a lot of people are like, you can't trade. It's Carson's favorite guy. It's a security blanket. Come on, dude. If you got a chance to trade Julio, you pull the trigger.
Julio becomes a real quick security blanket, real fast. I'm not in the business of wanting to trade Zach Ertz, so I want that to be clear. Like I don't. I don't want to trade him, but
I think it's made up.
But for a chance at Julio Jones, I absolutely do. I mean, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
You're talking about the best receiver in football, in my opinion, or one of the top four.
Absolutely.
But I'd make that trade strictly because we have Dallas. But I think we would miss Zach. I'm not trying to trade Zach. So.
But Tommy, to go back to something you said earlier, drafting a young kid, allowing him to grow with Carson, everything around Zach Ertz being with Carson is they're best friends, the security blanket. You're right. We need another guy, especially on the outside from a wide receiver standpoint, that can grow with that relationship with Carson as they're both young, as they're both growing up in this league as together. Then they could be that tandem, whereas you then still have either Zach or Dallas or both in the middle. You have that young wide receiver on the outside that allows him to grow and just, hey, I know where he's going to be. I'm going to throw it up and we're good to go.
No, I agree. And that's why it's so important to address this now. And the scary thing to me is when the Eagles went out and made the move for Darius Slay, which we all like, remember something, they gave up a 3 and a 5, which I'm completely good with, just to clarify. But the fact of the matter is now you lose picks. You know how much Howie loves his picks, right? Loves his assets. What worries me right now is that he goes the opposite direction in the draft. We all think go up and get your guy, and then he goes backwards, and now you're talking about maybe trading out of the first round, acquiring some more picks, right? And now you're trusting Howie Roseman and his staff, right, that draft a legit wide receiver later on, which, listen, they already drafted bad at the begin with. So now if you're going to push it back and you're going to go second round, third round, where teams do hit, they don't. They don't. That's well documented that they don't. They don't even hit the first round. They don't even hit the first round. So then we're going to go backwards. That's the scary thing, family. Remember that. Howie loves his goddamn picks. I can see him very easily saying, I'm going to go the other way.
So let's say like they like Jefferson, or they like Hamler, or they like
what up, Conk?
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're talking about, Tommy, then?
No, you're right. That's those names where you're right. T. Higgins, Jefferson, KJ Hamler. Those are those guys at 21. You're
Ajuk, or Ayuk, however you say that dude's name. Brandon Ajuk.
Yeah, the guy from Arizona
How the fuck
State.
You say that dude's name? I don't know. He's good, though. He's a good player.
No, they are good. And all four of them are good. But you're right. At 21, you sit there and you're like, yeah, I could probably get this guy at 27. Let's see if we want to jump back or even the top of the second round. Yeah, I hope not. But I could. You're right, Tom. I could definitely see it happen because that's Howie being Howie.
Yeah, that's what Howie loves to do, right? He's like,
I like him.
That's what nerds do, right? That's what nerds do. Like, this isn't franchise mode, right? Sweet said it the other day. I've been trying to reiterate as many times as I can say it. When you have a great offensive line, when you have a great defensive line, and you have a franchise quarterback, you're never in rebuild mode. You're in win now mode yearly because you have a chance to win now, right? So they need to stop worrying about every year's rebuild draft-wise. For every team in the National Football League, every draft is a rebuild, all right? And they put a youth injection into your football team. Right? The good ones continue to go to playoffs every year. We've gone to the playoffs every year because of our veterans, not because of the guys we've drafted. Now, if you want a youth injection, Howie, you need to go out and you need to start nailing some of these picks, right? You can't walk out of every draft with one guy who's a starter. So that's how you rebuild while still winning. So all these people are like, well, Howie's in rebuild mode. No, you should never be. You got great offensive line, great defensive line, and a franchise quarterback. You ain't ever in rebuild mode. So get a damn clue, right? Stop worrying about picks. I would trade every pick I have in this draft. I'm a nut with this shit.
We know.
Every pick and go get me Judy. I'll give you every pick. I don't care because that's how important. If it's Judy, if it's Ruggs.
You can't do that.
I'm just making a point. I'm joking. But
Calm down, Ricky Williams. Calm down.
Man,
come on, Dicka.
I would literally give up 3 to 5 picks year, but over a period of time to go get my guy because I don't draft well anyway. So
I hear you on that. You just assume it's Judy. I don't think it's Judy, but any of the three.
You just don't want to think it's Judy because I love Judy. If I didn't like Judy,
and you're always wrong. And you're always wrong. So why would I like him?
I don't miss SEC. I miss everywhere.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
Everywhere else
you're the worst.
I don't miss
SEC.
I haven't missed SEC.
Started SEC D-backs. Now it's the whole SEC.
All right, give me this, please.
Look at Swift's side in the corner.
Hey, like a Paul Feinbaum. Would you relax? Would you?
And Marcus, I like T. Higgins. I like T. Higgins, Marcus.
Yeah.
But to me, he's like he's a second rung down guy. These other guys are top rung guys. These are the blue chips. He's more of a 4-star to me, and I want a blue chip guy. That's just where I'm at right now. We need a guy to pair with Carson for that. This is gonna be his guy, like we've been saying. So you got to go get one.
If you double dipped in the first round and you ended up with T. Higgins as one of your two, I'm in. But you're right. I need one of those other top end guys as well. Or you do the Howie special, trade back, and you get Higgins late first, early second. Then I'm good with it. But it still doesn't solve our issue though, because you're right, Will.
Then I take two. Then I take two guys. Then
T is a step down from the top 3, even 4 guys.
If you're going to do that move, Greg, then I'm taking, like, say you trade down to like early second with somebody to come back for them to come back at 21. So then you have 2 second-round picks. Then I'm taking receiver. Then.
Yeah.
And hoping that one of them's really good.
That's the problem. And knowing Howie, he misses on both. Right? So like,
Yeah, I mean, that would be an issue.
This is what's concerning me, right?
I mean, could you imagine missing on both? My goodness gracious.
Well, I mean, listen, because the problem, and this is why I
Don't put it past them, Sweeps. Don't put it past them.
This is why I'm all SEC'd up right now, because what I'm scared of is that he loves Howie loves the Pac-12. Loves the Pac-12.
Must be a night out.
And what's concerning is he constantly misses on the Pac-12.
Conference of Champions. I mean,
So the Pac-12
Can you go to the minor leagues for a minute? Can you come in and go to the minors for 5 minutes, right? And just say, you know what? My first 4 picks this year, whatever positions they are, I'm drafting all SEC guys, and I'll go from there. Because then, Howie, you have a better chance of not missing. I can do it from my couch, quarantine. You understand? I can guarantee you that us 4, you just say, hey, Tom, go pick first 4 picks, SEC guys, right? Us 4 are nailing. We're getting 4 starters in our first 4 rounds. 4 starters.
DeMarcus Russell said, hold my beer.
Hold my purple drink.
Sipping on some scissor.
Hold my codeine.
Hold my cough syrup.
Got that codeine.
Bernard Birdman in the house says Howie should be demoted to salary cap specialist.
Preach.
He will hire a real GM, someone who knows what the hell he's doing.
Ooh.
Shots fired by Bernie.
I mean, we won a Super Bowl with him, but
Blind squirrels find nuts every once in a while.
that's a big nut to find, Greg.
It is a big nut.
Big fucking
I'm
nut.
good with it, but
Big nut. Feed your family for the rest of your life with that nut.
That's a resume nut.
That's a big fucking nut.
But there's a reason Chip threw him to the corner.
Put him in the bench.
Because Chip's an idiot.
Put him in
I'm
the
not
bench.
saying he wasn't. I'm not saying he wasn't, but there's a reason why Jeffrey and Chip threw him away. Just saying.
Listen,
Jeffrey just fell in love with the shakes. Chip was hitting him with shakes. He fell in love. Big guys beat on little guys. I mean, I remember it. I remember Tom fell in love. We loved Chip in the beginning. Big guys pick on little guys.
Oh,
Love it.
We're drafting all big guys.
I was dead in. I'm in. I'm in on Chip.
Everybody beat up. No,
Didn't end well.
What he does well is free agency and trades. That's been his MO. Okay, it's something he really does well. What he struggles with and has is drafting. Okay, that's why this all season has been important for him to go upgrade in ways he's good at upgrading, right? So Slay, right, Hargrave, and then you talk about Parks the other night, which is a good signing, and then went and got a younger linebacker, a special teams guy to try to add some type of depth there. They're the things he sort of does well, where you can sort of trust them moves, right? Where we run into problems is what's coming up here soon, and that's the draft. That's where he's running the problems.
Well,
So
I mean, I hear. I'm sorry.
I can end my problems by just going and saying whatever position, like say it's not even, say we're talking about, linebacker and not even wide receiver right now. Whoever that guy you love in this draft is, Howie, right? Outside of the quarterback position, go up and just get your guy. Because at least I have
Isaiah Williams.
I have a better feeling of you hitting that than I do of you sitting still and trying to hit 9 picks or whatever we had this year.
I'm with you, Tom.
I agree. I think that's tough for anybody, to hit 9 picks. You know what I mean? It's such a crapshoot. So,
I'm saying
I get it. I'm just saying, and there's a room. They call it a war room for a reason. There's a ton of people in there. So I understand his lack of drafting ability and his missing, you know what I mean? But there's a room full of people too. I mean, other people have to be accountable at some point. And I understand he's like the one variable that's still there. A lot of the pieces continue to change over the years, you know what I mean? But at some point, everybody's got to stand up that's in that fucking room. You know what I mean? Doug's the head coach. I mean, hey, listen, I'm not putting it on him. I'm just saying, at some point, is his voice not the loudest in the room? Hey, listen, I gotta, let's not talk about salary cap or money. I gotta coach these guys. This is a guy this is who we need right now to take us to the next level. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. You're right. What was I reading? Manny says, that's what I'm saying. You should trade this year's first plus others. Keep your second. And he's saying draft Higgins or Jefferson. You know, neither guy I like that much or think,
what's he trading the first and others to get?
Yeah, what are we getting?
What are we getting?
Yeah, is it
that's the other. If you're going up and getting like Judy or Lamb, and then we're coming back with our second, taking Higgins or Jefferson, if they are there, then I'm in. But what's the other side of that trade?
Exactly. Is it a fleece job like the Texans and the Cardinals? You know what I mean? That's a fleece job. That's a trade with my 4-year-old trade. That's what that was. You know what I mean? So you got to hope another 4-year-old possibly answers the phone and then see what you can do. So you always have to see who you're dancing with. I agree with you, Greg. Absolutely.
Yeah, Bill. I mean, Bill, that sounds great, but I don't think. Why would Jacksonville want Alshon? Why would Jacksonville give us the 9th pick if we gave them Alshon? I don't not Alshon the 21st. I'm laughing in our face if we make that call.
And the Jags are idiots too.
I mean, the Jags are idiots. You would think. I mean, it doesn't hurt to call, I guess, but I just don't see that happening. Why would anybody want Alshon at this point?
Yeah, you'd have to sweeten that. That would be your ideal. Throw Ertz in to sweeten the pot. Have them take Alshon, and that would be that. And I'm not in on that.
Guys,
no,
it's bigger than this.
We're not trading Ertz.
I agree with you, but I'm saying for that scenario to work, you'd have to have them. You'd have to sweeten the pot for them.
Oh yeah, they're not. Why would they take? Well, he did say he said pay his contract, but it doesn't work like that in the NFL.
I'd rather keep him.
I mean, you can keep. Yeah, I mean, what are we going to pay half of it? I don't like that move.
Well, what I'm saying is, everybody thinks, just trade Alshon. Like nobody's going to take him. He's hurt and not expected to even suit up until at least in like November, right? So then you got to pass physicals to get dealt. Like he's either going to be here or he's going to get released. It's one of the two. To think somebody's going to take him is just crazy talk. Like he's not going to have him this year. He's hurt. So why would any team take him? They don't even know how long the injury is going to be. So he's either here and he's playing here at some point or he's cut.
Plus, other teams aren't dumb. They're not just like, oh, we don't know what's going on over there. They're like, they know that we're probably going to cut him. So why the fuck would they trade for him? It's the same thing with Todd Gurley. Everyone knew that LA was going to cut him. So why the fuck would they trade for him? Sorry, Sweeps.
I'm going to stab you with a fork. That's
Sorry.
I love Todd Gurley. Absolutely.
Yeah, same thing. Like we know you got to cut him. So why the fuck would we trade for him? We're not dumb.
Yep.
I mean, some of them are dumber than others, but the bunch of smart guys in this room, they get paid big bucks for a reason.
Yeah. And the other side of it too, going into the draft, we obviously know Howie's track record, but now you have to take into effect that there's no pre-draft workouts, at least as that we know of. There's no pro days, there's no individual workouts, there's none of that. So all you have to go off of is tape. So I mean, to Tom's point, if you stick to the big conferences and stuff like that, you have more of a chance of hitting than if you're going out into especially early on. Obviously, you can find steals at those lower conferences, but let's be real, a lot of it is the big boys. So I don't know if that worries me, if I'm okay with that, because now because Howie's not a football guy. So you have a non-football guy having to either watch tape or take someone's word on it without realizing it himself.
Bad don't lie. Call Chucks.
I think at this point you can call Howie a football guy. Like we've gone over, Greg. Found a pretty big nut. At this point, you can call him a football guy. I would hope that he at least can see talent.
I would hope so.
Decipher it.
I mean,
you still don't think he can. We've won a Super Bowl. Like we've gone over.
He's been doing it long enough. So
but he always had guys with him, though. You know what I mean? Like,
would you stop it?
No, but I'm serious.
That's how he rose this high, because they were like, you know what, the guy next to him makes the decisions. We might as well just keep boosting this guy.
He's not the only one making the decision, but
get a clue. Get a clue.
Listen, I'm not like Mr. Howie up. I'm not, I don't think he should be crowned. I don't think he should be crushed. I just know what his weaknesses are. And when you're the general manager, you're going to take the criticisms for bad drafts, like it or not. Okay. So, no Joe Douglas now, right? Which is a guy we all like. All right, Joe Douglas is not around. Howie likes to control the draft. You know, to me, how much say does Doug Peterson, who's a football guy, have draft day? I don't know. I'm not in the room. I can't. I wish I could tell everybody he has a big say in it. But to me, Howie's a little bit of an ego guy. You can tell. All his draft guys, he don't trade, right? They gotta go through their contract and flat out stink to be gone, right? Guys, he brings in. He loves his own. He probably cried himself.
They also make the cheapest amount, though, too.
Hold on. He probably cried himself to sleep the night he traded Mac Hollins. Probably cried himself to sleep that night.
Yeah, you got him under control for X amount of years, you know.
And I get that side of it.
No,
He'll hold on no matter what, right? No matter what, and never move away from certain guys that are his guys. And I get that when you draft guys, and he says it himself. I get personal relationships with guys. It's hard to cut ties. Well, guess what? You just made the biggest personal relationship move there was in saying, all right, we're going to go bring Rodney McLeod back. We're going to move Jalen to safety. And one of our leaders we're going to say bye to because the money's not right. And I agree with it. I'm good with it. Okay? But so you're proving right there that you can get away from personal relationships, right? With guys. Or I drafted a guy, he's my guy. It's hard to get away from. So you have to allow some of these other guys in that room with you that make decisions, the football guys. Let Doug Peterson shop for some of his own damn groceries.
I'm sure he does.
I'm not saying he doesn't. We don't know what it sounds like from Howie Roseman. What it sounds like. Think about this, Wills. In Doug's presser, he gave a case all his guys were coming back, his assistants. The next day, they're gone. That's weird. That means you don't have control. That means we think you do because you won a Super Bowl, but really, Lurie and Roseman are running the whole show. So it tells me right there, how much control do you have draft day? If he doesn't, I could be wrong. If he doesn't, Doug Peterson needs to start having, I almost want to say final stat in terms of who's on this roster. Okay? That's my culture guy. That's the guy who won us the Super Bowl here. Okay? Not Howie Roseman. He was part of bringing Doug Peterson here so he gets credit. But let's not forget who kept a football team goddamn together when they lost everybody. All right? Over the last 3 years. The
players won. If we're going to keep going, that way. You know, all the players actually won. You know, we're just saying the GM gets a lot in that too, buddy. He hired him. I get you.
I just said that.
Come on.
I said he gets credit for it. I didn't.
You're just going to keep sliding it down.
No, I'm saying that I need my football guy to have say. It's all talking about the draft, Wills. I'm not talking about players.
I'm sure he has say, though.
I'm talking about personnel decisions. You don't want your football coach.
I'm sure he has say.
Personnel decisions.
You're freaking out like he doesn't have say. I'm sure he has say.
Personnel decisions. You're good.
You're yelling that he doesn't have say. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he has fucking say. We're not a fucking Mickey Mouse organization here. We've been in the playoffs 3 straight years. We're not a bunch of idiots.
We've been because our football coach is the leader of men.
Jesus Christ.
That's why. Our football coach is one of the best leader of men in the game.
You two relax.
So you think they don't let him have any say?
I didn't say that. I said
a clue. You're yelling like you mean it.
I'm yelling because you always got something stupid to say.
That's not stupid. It's not stupid. You're saying stupid shit.
I'm trying to go off of what I saw just in a presser not even that long ago, okay? To say, whoa, how much say does this guy even have over his assistants? Make sense? Okay?
Not really.
It makes total sense. If I'm saying, hey, these guys are coming back, blah, 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 and the next day they're going.
Well, maybe he made the decision to be gone. He's not just going to tear the guys down.
No, you can easily say, hey, we're gonna go through and evaluate all this stuff.
He hadn't made a decision yet.
Dude, he said they're all back. That's a decision.
Maybe he's just saying shit to the fucking
Poorly worded, Doug. Poorly worded.
Yeah, poorly worded. Yeah, I agree. Poorly worded. But to me, that means they're coming back. And Lurie said, or Roseman said, to them to Grow coming back, or whatever the case may be. So I'm wondering, I'm just asking a question to you, is how much personnel decisions does he have, knowing Howie's track record, loving to have his hands on everything himself? We know this about Howie. So to act like you don't know this after all this time makes you a delusional.
That's fine, but we don't know the answer anyway. So
I'm asking you, what do you think?
I don't know.
The conversation.
I would assume that Doug gets at least 40% of the say.
That's not enough. Sweeps, how much percent?
Should he have or does he have?
Does he and should he? If we can double dip it.
He should have like 90%, right? But he probably has 50, maybe. You know what I mean? You probably split it up 50, 50 or 60. Could be less than that, but he should have at least 80 or 90. You're the coach. I understand, like I said, salary cap, money, all that stuff. When it comes into play, then you need your GM to be wheeling and dealing, picking up the phone, structuring a payroll, doing all that good stuff. Salary cap, whatever it is, that's his issue. He's upstairs for a reason, right? When you're talking about football moves on the field, it's gotta be 90% the coach. Or he's not the right guy.
Yeah, you're dropping like the Bill Parcells. I know. If they want you to cook the dinner, you might as well let you shop for the groceries. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
I don't think he has as much say as we need him to have. Like, Greg, where do you think that say wise? How much say do you think he has in personnel decisions?
He probably got 50, 60%.
I'm almost.
That's why you pay a GM. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of these guys that are coaches and GMs don't work out very well because they can't separate the two. You know what I mean? I don't disagree that he should have say in what's going on, but I don't think he should have final say and make final decisions. It's why these guys they're not out there very often, and when they do, they don't necessarily always work out because it's tough to play both roles. You need another side. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with that 100%.
When a child comes to dad, you go, go see mom. You know what I mean? It's like, go against somebody else because you need that.
Well, there should definitely be a final vote, like you said. I agree with that 1,000% because some coaches become such player coaches that they can't separate and they can't peel the Band-Aid off. Like Doug, if he wanted Peters back. You know what I mean? If he wanted Peters back.
And his coach is back. Like, what was that?
Yeah, exactly. So it's time that you need another voice in there. You need another voice in there to say, "Hey, whoa, you're straight a little bit." You know what I mean? Like we want to give you 70, but we can't give you all. We got to be able to. We can't just let you go. We can't let you go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say to that is that's actually the other way around, and our GM told us that. Our GM flat out came out and told us that he's the one who struggles to let guys go. So he said it straight out to us. That was a weakness of his. So I think really it's the other way around. Hence why I think Doug needs a little bit more say, not all say. Right? He doesn't need that every bit of it because you need another bounce board, right? And good organizations work well together, right? So you want to be able to work well together. But Howie's the one telling me he's the one having issues. At the end of the day, when he had the presser at the end of the year, saying goodbye to guys. It's been hard for him, he's been saying. These guys won Super Bowls here. You got the relationships. I mean, he's the one who sort of went out of his way to make that clear.
I understand. That's human nature. I mean, I understand you got to put that to the side business-wise, but I'm sure it's tough.
No, I'm not saying it's not. We're just talking. I mean, Marcus Moe said JJ's a second-round receiver who couldn't get off the line of scrimmage against corners. He is what he is, sadly. I guess that's what he's talking about,
Jay Jaw?
Yeah.
D-minus.
At this point, you just got to hope that you can get something from Jay Jaw, I feel like, next year, Maybe a 30-catch year. Can he catch 30 balls next year?
Wow.
I'm not confident that he can.
The fact that we're not confident about 30 catches, I think that's all we need to know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
After
a year when everybody, they had nobody. So, I mean, if you couldn't step up last year, which people said, oh, well, he's in the doghouse. He's talented, but he was in the doghouse. Like, even if you were in the doghouse after Detroit, right, when nobody was around, everybody was injured, you come out of the doghouse.
Yeah, you would think. You'd think he'd come out.
Jay Jaw, Mac Collins, Shelton Gibson, Nelson Aguilar, Jordan Matthews, Josh Huff.
9 touchdowns.
McNutt, Riley Cooper are wide receivers drafted in the last 10 years.
That's not a good list.
Yeah.
That's why, to me, you got to go up and you got to get one of these three. I'll give up what I got to give up because I know that all three of them are going to be good players in this league.
Sound like McDonald's was doing a payroll check right there. Wow, that was some list. Woo!
We got your checks here. Come on in.
Present. I'll take a number one. Thank you.
Unreal.
What was he saying? Marcus says he let Greg Ward, who was a cashier at Walgreens, take his job.
Yeah, he did.
There you go.
Yep, exactly.
Good
And not to
Greg
mention
got out of
before that,
Walgreens
he was a quarterback.
Yeah, you let a quarterback come take your job.
He was a quarterback that then worked at Walgreens. That took your job.
Yep. Lunch
As a
money.
receiver.
Lunch money talk.
As a receiver.
Joe Moffett, Howard Boyd for a 2nd and 7th.
I'm not giving up a second for Tyler Boyd.
Yeah,
I like Tyler Boyd, but I'm not giving up multiple picks.
Tyler Boyd to me
I'm
is a
happy
guy
for
that's
third.
a good with a really good receiver next to him. I think when AJ's been not healthy, he's been, As a star receiver, he's been
Yeah, because
You're right.
He's not a number one. He's not a number one. Yeah.
I like him, but I'm not giving up multiple picks for him.
Yeah, I like him
You
too.
come at me for a third, fourth, I'm in.
Yeah, I'd probably do a fourth.
Is Bill still talking about
Corona.
Jacksonville and Bill's still talking about Jacksonville's 2 firsts. Would you give them your 21st? He's still talking about that.
Jacksonville's trying to get younger, Bill. They're not going to just trade us their first round picks. Why would they do that? They have no. I don't think they even think they have a chance to win next year.
And I don't know if Jefferson is going to be available at 53 like he implied.
He's not gonna be.
I know we're not
He
all
won't be.
high on Jefferson, but he's a
gonna go in the
borderline
first round.
pick.
No,
Yeah.
He's going to go in the first, Greg. I think.
No, I think you're right.
he'll be. I think he'll be the 4th receiver taken. I think it'll be like 26, 25, 26 area.
Hey, nobody
I think he'll
worry.
go first.
Nobody worry because Bill, J-Jaw is going to catch 12 TDs next year, right? So we're good.
I thought it was 9, 12. I had both those numbers in my head too, so I'm like, let me throw 9 out there. I think it was 9, but yeah.
He's not going to like that you brought that up.
No,
I know he's not. I'm waiting for it.
Bill's going to get upset with that one.
right? Think of that. 30 catches would double his input from last year.
That's
We would double his production from last year. That's pathetic.
Mike Sirac says, how do we move along from Alshon with that contract? You just cut him.
You got to cut him. You just got to cut him.
I think June 1st, you save, if you cut him June 1st, you save like 12 or $16 million. You
save money, yeah.
Yeah,
You're still going to pay him a bunch, but
The
you
new
save
CBA,
some.
built into the new CBA that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut bait.
Pop says, what up, Pop? Is that Boyd doesn't stretch the field, which I don't think we need a guy who can stretch the field because Deshaun's coming back. So we have that guy. We sort of need a compliment.
Is
Right.
it?
For 2 weeks. For like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
He'll make a good play.
I mean,
for a catch.
Go back to Levi's comment about J-Jaw. I just want to see that again.
What up, Lee? That Whiteside pick can actually be the worst Eagles pick I've ever seen. How do you take a dude who's 5 foot shorter, slower, not as physical, can't jump as high, and has the same skill set as Metcalf? It is true, though. Like, it's all like you said, no, this guy's better than the other guy.
Well, he's taller, right? That's the only thing he has, right? Is he taller than him?
He says here 5 inches shorter.
Is he? I don't think. I thought J. Jaw's pretty tall.
I'll look up.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too big of a discrepancy.
Yeah, that guy's wrong.
We agree with you 1,000%. It was a terrible pick, and he's buns. But
Yeah, he buns. He stinks.
That discrepancies. They're both big guys.
Unless it's Ed McCaffrey, I'm not a big Stanford receiver guy.
Yeah, no, you're right.
6'4", Metcalf, 6'2", J-Jaw.
There you go. Yeah, we fixed
2 inches.
Okay, so 2 inches.
Whatever,
Well,
man. You're
so Metcalf's still taller than
What up, Todd?
him. Philly Dilly, what up, Todd?
Todd?
What up?
Bill Middlebrook, hey, Tom, it's all good. Look at his numbers once they put him on the field. Put him on the field.
Who?
They begged him to get on the field last year. They begged him in J. Jaw to get on the football field. It's all good. When they put him on the field, there wasn't an easier chance to get on the field. If me and you were practice squad guys, we would have got on the fucking field last year. So you're going to tell me to wait till he gets on the field? He was on the field, Bill. He dropped the pass against the Lions. Right? He was on the field. Are we okay? Now, instead of just taking the fucking L and going to bed, you got to start this. You just take it and move on. We were left.
And here you go.
That shit. And right, and now you got to go and be a hero and say when they put him on the field. They begged him to get on the field last year. They couldn't. They were literally pushing him out there, like, "Hey, we need a wide receiver. Jasper McCown's going to play wide receiver. We need you on the field. We need you." You're pushing him out there. Get on the field. Damn, you need to take a walk around the block. You need to get out of your house right now. You've been quarantined for too long.
De-quarantine. Unquarantine, Bill.
Just go take a walk around the block. Put the mask on. Mask up. Get around the block.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
Levi, he played like he was 5'11", so you're right, okay? He played like he was 5'11". So
maybe 5'6".
Yeah.
Yeah. We man plays bigger than him. So I agree.
Shit, Chuck plays bigger than him.
Vern Troyer.
You know.
Marcus says, even if he catches 30, I'll bet 23 like 6-yard throw.
Nothing like a good curl. Nothing like a good curl, Marcus. I love a good curl every once in a while.
Here we go. We got hashtag book it talk. We get Jacksonville's 9th in return for our 21st, and a third, and a fifth. Then they add a pick and another first.
I mean, Bill, I got to give it to you. The way you pull this shit out is amazing. It's incredible. I like how your mind works. Dude's always trying to move up to the 9th. Like, I just don't think that Jacksonville's willing to give us the pick. Why would they do that? They need to get younger and better. Let's trade back for a 3rd and a 5th. Why?
And
no chance. No chance. We'd have to give them our first and our first next year. And I would, if it guarantees me one of those 3 receivers, I would give them our first and our first next year.
Black Echo says, get the kid from Penn State. Speed is what you need. Greg, I know you watch.
I love
Hamler.
I do like Hamler.
Yeah, I like Hamler.
He's a rung below as well, though.
Yeah,
he's a rung below guy.
He's one of those guys you either sit and take it 21 if everybody is off the board, even that I think's high. He's your prototypical trade back to the early second.
Yeah, early second. He's an early second guy.
He's late first, early second, depending on how the rest of the board drops off to get. I like him. He's just not the top end of the first half or the first round of the guys. He is good, though. He does stretch the field. He is electric with the ball.
He's exciting. Yeah, he's exciting.
Yeah, I think he's more of a playmaker. You know, he's 4-4 guy. I mean, you hate to say like 4-4 slow, but it's not really burning anymore. Nowadays, it's not burning anymore. You know what I mean? Because that's the biggest knock on the Claypool kid from Notre Dame, who's a tremendous receiver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a 2nd or 3rd round guy, and they're saying, well, his speed's his issue. He's like a 4-4-2 guy, and Hamler's like a 4-4-1 guy. So I don't understand that. Sometimes they just write things to make them sound smart. I guess I don't know. Like it sounds like they're both in the same speed category. But I do like Hamler. He's a playmaker. You know what I mean? But I do like Chase Claypool as well.
I think I think some people are confused and they think that since Ruggs ran this great 40 that he's like, flash in the pan fast 40 guy. And he's not at all. Like this dude was already projected to be a top 3 receiver. This dude is a stud receiver before that run of the 40. He just happens to fly.
You're saying he's not John Ross.
Yeah, not John Ross. Not
great call, John Ross.
The dude that the fucking Darius Hayward Bay. Darius Hayward Bay. He's not Darius Hayward Bay.
A turtle? He played like a turtle.
Yeah, so this dude can play. I would love to go up and get him.
What'd you say?
Ford, the small kid, Jacoby Ford.
Jacoby Ford, another one supposed to be a burner. Yeah,
yeah.
The Raiders loved their burners for a while. It didn't work. They'd have one great play a year. Oh, he had an 84-yard touchdown. Oh, it was amazing.
Marcus Cross says, I think we're getting Rashard Perriman. Apparently, we're in talks with him. So we'll see how that shapes out.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that doesn't excite me that much. He had like a decent half of the year last year. I mean, he's always had talent, but he looked like shit and could never stay on the field in Baltimore. So, I mean, if we want another guy to get hurt, I mean, we can bring him right in. It fits our MO.
Big Kev in the house.
CD, Ruggs, and Judy are gone. Do you move, and you can't move up? Do you trade out of the first round? Kevin wants to know.
To me, I wouldn't trade out because I think there's a lot of good talent. I might take. I might go safety out of Alabama there, depending on who's available. There's other guys. There's some defensive guys I like. That maybe I would go defense and then wait for a receiver in a second, because there is like 7 or 8 receivers that have borderline first round grades. So, I mean, that's not ideal for me, Kev. Obviously, I want to try to get up and get one of those 3. But if it has to happen, I would be willing to trade back, or you know, if a defensive guy I like is there, I'll just take a defensive guy.
Yeah, I mean, Will, you're right on there. If all those guys are taken and there's nothing worth taking at 21 from the wide receiver standpoint, then that means a defensive guy has dropped for whatever reason and should be available. The kid Henderson from Florida, the DN out of Iowa is Spence. You know, one of these guys, or even one of the D tackles, you know, the kid from South Carolina, maybe he drops because of what's going on ahead of us. You know, if any of those guys are in, you stand pat and you take one of those guys.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Here's a good question. Mike wants to know, how do we feel about Andre Dillard this year? I think he's going to be our left tackle. So
I think he's going to get a chance to play and hopefully play well. I mean, we drafted him to be good. At this point, you got a year pretty much under your belt, backing up.
And you let Big B,
time to play. Time to play.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's your left tackle, and you're going to put him in and go to bed. And you drafted him for a reason. So better be able to play, because that's usually a position they don't miss on. So better not miss on this one.
True.
Levi said Jefferson at 21 if the first 3 are gone. Okay.
I mean, that could happen.
James Rusum said
I'd be upset with that personally.
He says, I think the O-line is suspect this year. Holes in that too. Well, not outside our starters. I mean,
I was going to say, I think our O-line, if healthy, is very good.
You know, the one
it is every year. I think our D-line, if healthy, is very good. And you do win on the lines. That's why I think that if we're healthy, we'll be good again next year. We have a good quarterback, and we have good O-line, D-line.
I'm just not happy about.
We still need some more things to happen. I think we still need another corner. I'm not sold on Sidney Jones. I'm not sold. I don't know. You know, I wouldn't mind drafting a corner, say 3rd, 4th round.
Wills, you upset with Jefferson or the fact that the other 3 guys are gone?
The other 3 are gone. I would be upset with. I don't hate Justin Jefferson, but to me, he's another second run guy, and I happen to like Higgins more, and I kind of like Hamler more, and I kind of like the dude from Arizona State. So I don't know. Like to me, if we're not gonna get to one of the first 3, then I'm fine with even trading back and taking like 2 of those second round guys.
And you might as well throw the kid from Baylor in there, Mims, as well.
Yeah, and there's another one from Colorado too.
Yeah,
his name is Chenault. Yeah. So, like to me, all those guys are end of the first, second round receivers. So, if let's say you can't get the first 3, I'm not just going to take Jefferson because he's the end of the first guy. That's probably going to go the end of the first. I'll trade back and I'll take 2 of those guys in the second, and just hope that we hit on 1 at least.
Exactly. Renee says, "Hey guys, I missed you." Hey Renee.
What up, Renee?
We're back.
What up?
What are these guys talking about? Sorry. Jake chiming in. What up, Jake?
What up, Jake?
I'm looking at Denzel Mills, but that's just me.
Mims, that's the Baylor kid, right?
Kid from Baylor.
And you're talking once again. Then you're talking about Pac-12 receivers again. Like how much does how much will it translate? You know what I mean? Because I do like the Brandon Ayuk guy from Arizona State. Arizona State, like Willie's saying, and Michael Pittman Jr. is another intriguing name.
Yep.
Not very. I mean, he's a big target, big body. Had a good year.
Guy, though.
Yeah, exactly. Had a good year in 2019. They're worried
Is
about
that the fullback.
Another guy Yeah,
Michael Pittman, yeah.
I like Michael Pittman. I was a
Another
Michael
guy,
Pittman fan.
another guy they're worried about speed, like a 4.5 guy, but he ran well at the combine. So we'll see. You know what I mean? But
yeah, Sweeps, he'd be a great guy in that second, third round.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That you could grab because it's like we always say, he's a pedigree guy, and he's not expected to be a star, so he's not going to come in with anything like the normal USC wide receivers come in there with their big heads and whatnot. He's been around the game and he would more likely come into work, and I'll take those guys all day.
Yeah.
Real quick,
Dad had fucking pipe cleaners too.
Michael Pittman was a bad boy.
Yes, he was.
Really. Brady Rodriguez,
God.
what are your realistic predictions on what happens in the draft? Who do you think we take for our top 3 picks? If it's going to be wide receiver, linebacker, offensive lineman, probably, if I had to guess, or wide receiver, corner.
Yeah, corner. Yeah.
In some way, fashion. Like you say, the top 3 picks. I mean, I think if you go 4, I think there's going to be a corner taken, there's going to be a wide out taken, probably going to be an offensive lineman taken.
Absolutely.
And, what'd you say?
No, absolutely agree. Yeah, absolutely.
And whatever other one I said, there's another position I said, linebacker. Yeah, that's probably your first 4 picks in some fashion.
See, to me, I think that we're going to get one of these 3 guys. I really do. I think we're going to trade up. So I would say that maybe we don't even have a pick in the second round because maybe we have to use it to trade up. And so I'll say one of those top 3 receivers in the first, and then maybe a corner in the third.
Can I attack Bill again, please? I still haven't heard any of you on what it would take to move up for Ruggs. Bill, I've been doing shows for.
I told you to take our next year's first, Bill.
Remotely, this is like the 5th time I've been on remotely. I think all 5 times remotely. I've mentioned personally. I know when we did our last Sunday show, we talked about what it would take to move up for Judy, right? And I know yesterday we talked about it. The day before we talked about it on what it would take to get up there. You're going to have to give up this first, probably another first.
Next year's first, yeah.
And probably a third, a fourth, and that.
Yeah, maybe a second.
Right.
Maybe 2 firsts and a second.
Yeah, to get up to 8, 9, that you're going to have to give up. So, I mean, maybe a little bit more too. So we have talked about it. So everybody knows what you got to give up to get up there.
You got to give up a lot. You got to give up a lot. But to get a stud player, you got to give up a lot.
Lennon says, hey, boys. What up, Len?
What's up, Len?
What up, Len?
Pete Evans says, I'll take Mims if they trade it back in the first or even Jefferson. But I do want to pick on day 1. So, he does want a first-round pick.
Sure.
Dank Burrito says receiver, edge, corner, safety. So, yeah, somewhere in there. So,
I guess that's his first 4 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, that could happen.
If there's no edge, you throw you to me, edge, D-line / O-line would be there in that middle. And then go. Yeah, tight.
What up, Slyke? No, don't push my fucking dog away.
He's all cable. He's saying hi. He's right here next to me.
Say 2 dick. Get a little camera time.
Wow.
Look how defensive. Look how defensive you got. Greg said, "What's up?" That's what he said.
I know it's that. I know.
Jesus, Tom is the worst.
He is the worst. No, he just got a whole bunch of cables up here. He's an animal.
Literally. How you let him say hello to the people? People like to hear from him. He predicted more things right than me. I mean, he's the voice.
It's not hard.
That's not hard.
It's very hard. You pick everything right.
Nobody in the studio. Why you bring him in there? Studio talk.
Too many wires.
Yeah, come here,
He
buddy.
said too many wires.
There he is. What up, Slice? He's living the dream. He can play wire. Here we go. Marcus says our corners aren't that bad. Schwartz scheme just doesn't fit them. I don't know about that. Marcus.
Yeah, well, we have Darius Slay now, so I'm pretty happy about that.
We're definitely.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that was huge.
Rob Brinkman pretty much saying what we're thinking. I think it's imperative they add a veteran along with Jefferson at 21. Judy would be the dream. I don't know. It's worth the price when you can get Jefferson at 21.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take Jefferson, but again, to me, Jefferson is the guy that's the next rung down. I don't want him. I want to get up and I want to get Judy, Lamb, or Ruggs.
Yeah, until that
Let's
dream
get
is
it done.
crushed,
To me, to guarantee the third one, you got to get to like 15.
Yep,
15, 16, yeah.
Jinxie cat. Yep.
And if you want,
and what's that? Isn't 15, 16? Isn't that Tampa Bay too, right there?
Tampa 15 is Denver, which would probably land on one.
Would probably take one.
I mean,
And then Tampa Bay would probably take one as well.
yeah.
Well, I don't know why would Tampa Bay take one?
And Greg, to get up to 8, you
They
can
got Evans and Godwin.
Yeah.
Well, they were talking about trading Evans last year, so there's at least maybe contract issues.
They
with
just got a
Evans.
new quarterback. I don't think they're going to trade Evans.
I get it. No, I know that.
Do you?
My jersey's already on order. You're damn right I know that.
That's true. I forgot about that. Tom Believer. I disagree that Justin Jefferson is just as good as those top 3 wideouts, Rob. I think he's the next rung below. Like I said, I think he falls in with Hamler and Higgins and Ayuk or whatever the fuck his name is from Arizona State.
Yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, if you get up to 8, you can almost put yourself in the running for whatever.
You almost get choice then.
You take whoever you want.
Choice. Yeah. I think 8 gets you choice, 15, 16 gets you one of them.
Man, I guess I didn't watch enough LSU games because sorry, here it is.
Justin Jefferson, it's not tough to be. It's everyone's saying how good Justin Jefferson is. He got every ball thrown on the money the whole year. Burrow was unconscious the entire season. Entire fucking season. I mean, I'm not saying that he still has to be open, but I know he still has to be open, but I'm saying that shit, Burrow was on fire.
It helps when somebody sticks it in your fucking face mask. I get what you're saying, but he's pretty good, yeah. But I
have no problem with Jefferson at 21, just to clarify, but he's not he's not as good as Judy, but again, can he be? Sure. Could be.
I mean, you never know what people are going to do, but you're looking at those guys are like, at least for now, projected as, anywhere from 10, anywhere from 9, 10 to from 9 to 16. Those three should go in that window. So that's where you might have to get to if you want one of those 3 guys, anywhere from 9 to 16. And that's if saying if somebody else doesn't do something drastic, which we've seen over the years where, wide receivers sometimes went at 5. You know what I mean? Michael Williams.
I know what people are
Michael Williams.
We now know why.
There it is.
Everybody's all Jefferson up right now. We now know why.
It's on TV.
Read Levi's comment. SEC championship on SEC Network.
Oh, network right now.
And I'm not saying D-Mac and Rob are wrong because, I mean, we're all just predicting, right? Because what we see in college and can it translate? I like Jefferson. I do. I think he does everything well. I really do.
I
And you don't have to move up to get him. I mean, you'll probably be there at 21.
I mean, I do like that a lot of guys like him like this. Like the true, it's not just Rob. Like just Rob, then I'm concerned. But
I was just looking. 8 is Arizona. 9's Jacksonville. 10 Cleveland. So you're right. You have to get in that range to have your pick, to have your run of whoever you want.
And you might not even get it there.
The Cardinals don't need anybody anymore. Fleece job.
They're good.
They're good.
That's gonna be a fun offense to watch. Honestly,
they got a decent wide receiver.
Yeah, decent wide receiver. So.
Well, now it's how good is Kyler?
Yeah,
that's what it is now.
A good rookie year. So
he was solid.
Kingsbury's offense in the NFL. Because that's up until last year, it was a college offense, and it kind of translated a little bit, but it was his rookie year. So you're right. You can't take too much stock in how good or bad it was. This year, with now you have some weapons. What do you look like, Cliff?
Hey, Cliff.
Hey, Cliffy.
D-Mac, what do you guys think about the Will Park signing? I think it's a good death move.
I think he's a solid rotational safety in this league.
Yep.
That's what I think.
And I don't think you're going to have enough guys back there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. You're just adding more depth. You know what I mean? Where if you get an injury at corner, you can put the Goblin back there, and then all of a sudden Parks fits right in there too. So, anytime you can add depth, you're improving your team.
Yeah, at least it's like we always say, the NFL is 100% injury rate. Guys are going to get hurt. So, yeah, I feel like the best teams are always teams that are healthy and have depth for sure.
I guess you can take that one, Tom. It's probably a shot at you.
Yep. I don't think it's smart to give up a lot of assets. This team is more than Judy away from being a contender. Wrong. Wrong. Okay. Right. Okay. This is a football team that went to the playoffs last year with, again, tons of injuries again. This is a team that's been to the postseason 3 straight years with a ton of injuries. This team is built up front, offense and defensively, that beats you up. They are. Like it or not. They got a franchise quarterback. Okay.
The difference in winning in this league is so tiny too. Anyway, so it's very tiny.
They're right there. They're right there, Rob. So to say they're more than Judy away, right? One makes you think that this GM is good enough draft wise, which he hasn't proven, and you don't even know how good Judy can be. So Judy is a star wideout, a perennial Pro Bowl guy, right? A 1,400. 12 to 1,400 yards a year, a double TD guy, explosive, then yes, that makes them better than they are. Right now, they're a contender, a playoff contender. Right now, with just the moves they made right this second, they have a legit chance of winning their division. Legit chance. So now you add more talent, right, and explosive talent and playmakers. Doesn't that make you more of a contender, Rob, than a bunch of fucking Band-Aids? God damn, everyone wants a Band-Aid shit. I'm tired of talking about veteran wide receivers. I want a puppy in here. I want a puppy that can grow. Please go get the dog. I want to show him a puppy, and then we'll get tight, and we'll start with grown dog. They understand how growth fucking works.
The evolution.
I'm so sick of the band. Rashard Perryman. He stinks. Robbie Anderson is a crumb, and it's just a guy. Okay, he's just a guy. Everybody
He's okay. He's okay.
Like Ralphie, I love you. Get off Robbie's dick.
Wow. Tom hasn't sucked a dick on air in a while.
Yeah.
There's an air suck right there. I think.
Well,
thanks. You can thank Corona for that. Now we haven't seen that in a while. You gotta double. You gotta grab that with 2 hands, Tommy. Hey, say your limits high, buddy. Set your standards high. Grab Barry. He's famous. You see that hog? I think his name's Barry. I don't know. It ends up with it.
That's amazing.
Somebody put my face on by him, and I had my hand on fucking Barry's fucking unit. Unbelievable. Fucking quarantine's fucking killing people.
Oh my God.
Off the rails.
I don't care about being a playoff contender. I'm beyond winning the East. Super Bowl is where I'm at. Okay.
And
anyone that gets to the playoffs can win the Super Bowl, Rob.
Rob says that with all the Philly teams.
That's Rob's thing.
As a fan, you should be. I mean, everybody should want to win it all every year. So.
Okay, so if this team is 9 and it's first off 9. You just put a bunch of numbers in there, so I don't know where your numbers are at.
17-game season.
Yeah, it's not a 17-game season yet,
next year,
so don't do that.
There's that.
Good try though, but yeah,
confusing everybody. Wrong. Okay, this team is right now a 10-11 win team as constructed. All right, right now they just were. I mean, they were a 9-win team and they're better than they were last year on paper. Right now, okay, defensively they already are better. All right, so I don't want to. They're right where they're at. They're a 10-win team. Then you can say right now. So you're telling me an explosive player like Judy doesn't make you better? I don't know. Okay, I mean I do know. I don't know what you're thinking. Okay, if you want to sit tight and sit back at 21, be my guest. If you want to have a sack right in life and you want to be a go-getter and you want to say, hey, I don't do well drafting guys back here. I got to go get my guy. Then and you tell us all this GM speak for last year. Hey, we're just trying to give Carson as much talent as we can. Trying to give Carson as much talent around him as we can. Well, then here's the chance for you to go get as much talent around him as you can. Okay, Rob? So you want to sit back and worry about 5th-round fucking draft picks? That's on you. For me, I want to go get winners. I want to go get guys that can impact my roster day one, not 6 years from now. Okay? So sit back, enjoy late-round picks, or you can be like me and say, what do you want? You want a first next year? Good. What do you want? You want a third too? Because I got a guy up here, if it's Judy, Lamb, Ruggs, doesn't matter, that can impact me day one, make my football team better, and give my quarterback his guy to go along with him for years. All right? But you go sign Brashard Perriman then.
It's a good thing he's not running our organization because we'd have 0 picks and 0 cap space.
Well, we have both. We'd be on.
I like how he tried getting clever with the 17-game schedule records in there when it's not a 17-game schedule yet until 2021. Rob, grow up.
Cutter said,
how do you have a 9-7 team with no receivers going 10-6 when they're getting back an explosive receiver in Jackson and another one in the draft? Yeah, and that's, Jackson stays healthy. That's a huge bonus for us. But like everybody said, we can't rely on it. But if he is, great. It's a huge win. Huge win. But you can't say that, like, healthy on paper right now, that this team isn't the same, if not better than they were last year. I mean, it's just common sense. Now, things can change, obviously, but I don't understand why
health can change.
They put their dick on the table and say, hey, I'm going up in the draft. I don't understand why that's so scared. Why everybody's so scared about that all the time. Like, scared money don't make money.
Tommy, I'm with you, dude. You gotta go up. You gotta go up to get it. Spend money to make money.
I'm not the guy who yells and screams. Got to trade up every year. I'm not that guy.
I mean, you are. You do yell and scream.
You are. The guy.
Every year.
Trade up every year. That's not my MO. Like I don't be like, oh, we got to go up this year and get a guy. No, like.
No, I just met you yell every day. Yeah.
Every day.
The second part. Not the guy I am. I don't. I'm not. Gotta go up. Gotta trade everything. No, this year I found my guy. I found my love affair. I'm going up.
Latest mock on CBS has Judy going 11, CD going 12, and Ruggs going 15.
Bingo.
So,
what up, B?
what up, B?
What up, B?
Oh shit! Good eyes.
What up, B?
What up, B?
All right, get out of here. Say hi, boys.
That 11 pick would be interesting.
Hey,
Because that's a Jet. So if they had the Jets taking Judy in this mock. So if one of those guys, Lamb or Judy, go to New York and it's not us and we have to watch them fairly local for at least the first portion of their career, it's probably going to be pretty annoying.
Rob, I wasn't putting words in your mouth. I'm saying that these picks don't matter if you're giving some of these picks away to get up. That's all in the draft. So obviously you do care about 3rd-round picks, 5th-round picks, later on picks that are tossed in the deal to help you move up. You obviously care.
I'm sorry. Just a matter of opinion, that's all. You know what I mean? You love Judy that much. He thinks the gap isn't that far off, and he's okay with keeping his picks and having a Jefferson, where you're like, hey, it's not even in your eyes, it's a big gap, and you do it. That's all.
Yeah, and I could be wrong. I mean, Jefferson could just be good. I don't know. I mean, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm just telling you what I do, Rob, not what Howie's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. I'm telling you what I do. I address the need. I say, oh, wow, these kind of receivers don't come along often. And this is a skill set just from watching Judy a lot, I just love him. He does everything. He does everything way above average to me, right? And to me, he's always wide the fuck open. If you're always wide open, that means nobody can cover you. All right? So I'll take my chance. Ruggs could be better. I don't know. Lamb could be better. Maybe. They both could be better. I'm not saying it's got to be just Judy. Like, I watched Ruggs because I watched enough Bama games, but I haven't watched Lamb enough outside of, like, highlights to say.
Lamb is a big boy, runs extremely well after the catch.
No, I know what he does. I haven't watched any of them. Like,
probably less polished than the other two.
The highlights don't do some guy's service sometimes. Yeah. Like, so I only try to go off the games that I watch a lot of. And now I watch a lot of LSU games, and I do like Jefferson a lot. I do. I'm not down on him like other people are. I just think that gap's a little bit bigger than Rob thinks it is.
So we know where you're at. If the Eagles were at 10, what did the other two guys do? What would the other two guys? And I think Will's, Greg. What would you guys do if you were at 10? Hypothetically, no trading or anything. You just happen to be at 10 this year. Who's your guy?
I would take Ruggs.
You're a Ruggs guy.
I would take Ruggs.
Gregor?
I think to me it goes Ruggs, Lamb, Judy. But I think all three are very good though.
Yeah,
I think all three are the blue chip of the draft.
I love me some Lamb. I love me some Lamb. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be flipping a coin right now between Judy and Lamb. I have those guys as 1A and 1B.
Yeah.
I think they're both very, very good, and they're the top end of this draft. So you can flip a coin for either one of them. I'll go Lamb just to be different.
No, I hear you. I'm right with you, brother. I mean, I do love me some Lamb. You know what I mean? And Judy's track record, he's proven it. So
yeah, that's not a shot at Judy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All three of them. I mean, that's the reason that they have all three of them going top 15.
Yeah, because we can all make the argument for whatever guy we pick. You
Yeah.
know? That's the great thing about it. That's why I don't think you can really go wrong. You know, they could because it's Howie drafting a wide receiver, but I don't think you can go wrong. Like, and I really don't think you can go wrong with a Jefferson. I like Jefferson a shit ton more than like a Higgins. So to me, that's not close with them two. Like, I think Jefferson's better than Higgins, but I just don't have him with them top three guys. He's right on the outskirts. Like he's close. Like
I think he'll be the fourth receiver taken.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Well, and that's what this mock here has Eagles staying at 21, taking Jefferson. The interesting thing is right above them, Jacksonville takes C.J. Henderson, the cornerback out of Florida. And right behind them, the Vikings take Yetur Gross-Matos, the DN from Penn State. Shenault, Higgins all go lower in the first round.
So how many do they have in the first round total? 5? 6?
Yeah, let me see. So Jefferson was 4.
I think that might be it. I think the other guys might all go in the second. Or one of them might sneak late first. But I think all those the next group is tightly packed to me. Any of those guys. Shenault, Ayuk, Hamler, Higgins
goes 30. And then they have J.K. Dobbins and
I'm sure
Swift end in the first round. So that was 6.
And I'm sure that's updated, Greg. I get you, but I was going to say I'm wondering if the Vikings changed their tune now after trading Diggs, and I understand it's updated. So, that's obviously just a mock draft, but where are they at head-wise? You know what I mean? Because Thielen was dealing with some injuries. Now, if he's not 100% or he misses some games next year, and no Diggs, then they're weaponless again.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
What's it called? It's been a disaster, right? Treadwell, is he still in there?
Yeah, is he in there?
He is actually.
He's been a disaster.
Because he's still.
I thought he was going to be good too.
I did too. Ole Miss.
He was damn good at Ole Miss.
Yep.
I think he's still on his rookie deal, or it just ended to the point where it didn't make any sense for them to let him go.
Yeah, it was almost like Howie hanging on to his guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just letting that contract play out.
No, you're right though, Sweeps, because it's interesting. They go Gross-Matos there at 22, and then with their pick at 25, they go cornerback Fulton from LSU, which you're right. After trading Diggs, doesn't necessarily answer that need, but maybe they have other guys to where they want to revamp their defense, which has always been their MO, especially with Zimmer as the head coach. Didn't they just lose Danielle Hunter?
And I think Crazy Pants walked out the door too, right?
Danielle Hunter left.
Well, Griffin. Yeah. I thought Griffin left too.
And he hasn't signed yet, but yes, he is a free agent as well.
Yeah. And he's probably gone, yeah.
And they let obviously Xavier Rhodes go too, so they got to rebuild their defense as well.
Yep.
Xavier Rhodes
you're right though.
It
is interesting to see what way they would go there.
2 years.
Yeah. Rhodes has been bad.
He's been bad. I seen Duran Collins was asking something about will we trade Ertz and the 21st pick for Jacksonville's 9th pick and Yannick. I mean, I guess I would do that, but I don't think that Jacksonville wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be do it.
Why would they do it? Why would they get a 30-year-old tight end when they're probably not trying to win right now, and then let us move up to 9? To get a younger D end and the 9th pick.
Seems like a win-win for the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely do that. Yeah, don't think that one's happening. I would do it.
Todd, I do agree with you. It's a little bit
on Alshon.
Definitely.
My take on Alshon D is that we got to cut him. I just think you got to cut him at this point. Too much back and forth going on. I don't know. I think it might be fractured to the point where they can't make up. I thank him for his time here, and you got to cut. You got to release him.
Yeah, too much baggage. You know what I mean?
Too much baggage.
You know what I mean? That's Not off the field, just on the field. Money wise and and injuries and history. Yeah, it's enough.
Yeah.
Maybe both,
Yeah.
Maybe off the field and on the field.
Yeah.
Too much baggage where it's just like, okay, it's time just to part ways because he's not going to play this year. If he does, he's not playing in November. So you're not going to bank on that. So you're better off just saying, all right, bite the bullet, take the hit, and move on.
Time's yours.
Yeah, Pot's right. I forgot to go underneath. Nice job, Greg. You can tell him a guy who never been places in a long time.
Rob saying Yannick isn't signing there. They have no leverage.
They still wouldn't trade a 24-year-old D end and the 9th pick for a 30-year-old tight end and the 21st pick.
21st pick.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense.
He's right. They don't have you leverage, but
they don't have much leverage. But they wouldn't do that because they're not trying to win right away. So why would they want Ertz? They would want more picks.
Unless they just hired Bill O'Brien, then the Eagles got a shot.
Unless Coughlin's still there. Is Coughlin still there?
Can you imagine, like, a day later, Diggs gets traded for a king's ransom, and you're sitting there as a Texans like, yeah, we got David Johnson. Like, that was insane.
Unbelievable.
They're probably going to take one of those second-rung receivers with that pick they got, too, I would assume.
Reggie.
But you got. I agree with you, Wills. But you got to at least. Sorry, Tom. But you got to at least get Christian Kirk back.
I mean, listen. I think they didn't get enough for Hopkins. That's for sure. I would have made. You have to give me the first. You have to give me your first round pick. It's me. I just want your first round pick. I don't even want David Johnson. I'll take him if you just want to get rid of his fucking salary. But I want your first round pick.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want your first round pick as well. What is the hold up of cutting Alshon Reggie? It's June 1st.
It's after June 1st.
It's a time issue.
It's all about it's like something with the new CBA. We save money on his contract if we cut him after June 1st.
Yeah, it kicks in
after June 1st. It kicks in, so that's when we can cut him once June 1st hits.
Yep. So coming soon. We'll hopefully be allowed out of the house by then.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, sports are back at that point.
Begging for it. D-Mac, Miles Sanders. I can't wait to see what he brings in his second year. Love Miles.
Yeah. I'm excited for Miles. I think he's going to be a very dynamic player for the next few years.
And we'll see how they address either here in free agency or draft day on how they address that. That second back. Maybe that more of a power back in some fashion. I assume will be addressed within the next month. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
sure. That other guy is
somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. When you have 8-9 picks in a draft, one of those, especially late round, is going to bound to be a running back. You're not gonna waste a high one. I mean, unless for whatever reason, like a J.K. Dobbins slips to you at 53, or Swift from Georgia slips to you at 53, you're a moron not to take him. But that's not realistic. That third, fourth, fifth round, you're probably looking at some sort of running back there to help at least bring in. And then, we know who's out there, Devontae Freeman still and stuff like that. So, that'll all work itself out.
Yep.
Rob says, Brandon Cooks gets traded for a first rounder every year, and the Texans couldn't even get a first rounder for an all-time great wide receiver.
That baby mama drama.
Yeah, according to the great Michael Irvin. Bill's back to Jacksonville. He's more Jacksonville up now. D-Mac Holyfield doesn't make this roster. I don't know. I mean, he might.
Good.
He may. I don't put a lot of faith.
That's another one. Win a job guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he can't. Yeah, I would like to get a veteranish running back in here in some fashion, but we'll see the direction how he goes here.
I liked him coming out of Georgia. I thought he was a draftable back, a year ago. He obviously did it. Yeah. He's obviously coming from a good program for running backs in Georgia, so I'll take a chance, but he's not set on this roster. No. Could he make the job and could he make the team and win a job? Let's do it.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. I mean, he could, but you're putting a lot of faith now in Holyfield and Scott as your two backup running backs.
The real deal, Holyfield.
Just hope he does. Good thing they wear helmets. You can't bite anybody's ear off.
Or his.
Or his own.
Bite his own ear off.
Rob says he's been teased with Yannick now, and I want him badly. Don't trust Barnett starting when I'm trying to win a ring.
I don't disagree with you any bit on that one. Barnett just hasn't panned out yet. You know, as a top 15 pick from a defensive end standpoint, I need more production out of you. And he just hasn't given it to us yet.
I agree. I think he started when we won a ring, though. But
yeah, he was hurt. I mean, it's really because he was hurt, or you're talking about hurt, injury history, or performance, or both.
I think his performance hasn't been great. No.
Yeah, but that was his rookie year, though, wasn't it? 27. Yeah, it was his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His performance hasn't been great. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm not sold on Derek Barnett. I think he still has talent, and especially if you look at how great Brandon Graham has become. Brandon Graham started very slow to his career, so I'm not ready to throw the guy away yet. But he hasn't been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, BG was a different issue, though. It was a scheme fit early on. They changed him. They wanted to stand him up. So you're right, though. He did start slow.
Very slow.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that were harping on getting rid of him.
And Earl Thomas.
Was a Hall of Famer year one.
He had to live with that for a while.
Yeah, he started fast.
Yeah, real fast.
As opposed to the slowness of Derek.
Like Usain Bolt type fast.
Yep. He came off the fucking blocks like Jackie Joyner.
Legion of Boom.
Good question from Reggie here. Pre-draft, who wins the division? Have the Eagles separated themselves enough, or did they have enough to get a wide receiver to make that big separation?
It's interesting because I think everybody in the NFC East has gotten better, and that could be just they've improved their coaching, which then obviously makes them better. In like the Washington Redskins, for example.
True.
And I think the Giants, not necessarily with the head coach, but surrounding him with other pieces that have done the job. To me, right now, it's still a Cowboys-Eagles division, just based off of talent right now. And it's going to be interesting to see what Mike Holmgren
Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
What changes he makes to that offense, and what they ultimately lose entirely from the defense to see what they are. Obviously, I'm always going to pick the Eagles to win the division, especially now pre-draft. But I think it's an Eagles-Cowboys division again.
I think the Eagles are going to win the division. I think we're finally going to get the health on our side that we haven't had for the last 3 years, really. And I think we're going to win the division.
Yeah,
I think it's a two-team race as well. I agreed with everything Greg said. Coaching wise, the Redskins will be better with Rivera, but the talent's just not there for the Skins and the Giants as it is with the other two. You know what I mean? And I do think Mike McCarthy is a tremendous coach, as opposed to other people. You know what I mean? That live in the 2020 this NFL where they just believe he's stale and everything. No, that guy can coach. That guy reminds me of an Andy Reid. You know what I mean? Andy Reid finally, was able to cut the nets down. But Mike McCarthy to me.
Let's pump the brake sweeps. We don't want the Cowboys winning the title.
I understand that. I'm not. Yeah. I hate the Cowboys as well. I just thought that was a good move for them. You know what I mean? But as long as Jerry Jones is still running things, you Eagles are okay.
Yeah. We just need Jerry to find that fountain of youth because he looks like he's in a steep decline.
As long as he's there, Birds are winning the division for a long time.
Yeah, I think the loss, just off the top of Byron Jones hurts them bigger than people think it does. I know they want to keep Amari and they want to keep and they want to keep Dak, obviously. So they got to decide where they want to spend their money.
Out of nowhere sweeps.
But losing one of them, like they did, and lost, somebody that's going to hurt their defense tremendously. I think they take a little step back there. Now we'll figure out how they address it throughout the rest of free agency. But, I liked what we've done. I mean, I think defensive line-wise, we've gotten better. We've gotten deeper. I think that's huge, especially when you talk about having to play the Cowboys twice a year in their offensive line. That's so important. And secondary-wise, I mean, dramatically better. You just bring Slay in, and I know I'm saying he's not Dion. I've been the one yelling and screaming at, but it makes his big time better though. So even though
he's top tier
yeah,
corner.
yeah,
you don't have to be Dion to be a number one corner in this league.
Exactly. I was just commenting some of the crazy now that don't he's a damn good corner. So nobody's running from that. We're better there. I love bringing Rodney McLeod back. I think it was underrated. I really, truly do. He was coming off last year. He's playing off of the injury, obviously, but the guy, the great tackler. I think he's a real good leader for this defense. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with moving Jalen to a position I think is going to suit him better too. And you have Parks as sort of a backup plan there if it doesn't work out. So I sort of like what they've done defensively. And Hargrave was a damn good underrated signing that nobody's going to talk about, but it's going to win you football games. So I'm excited. It allows you to move Malik Jackson out on the DM a little bit more, where he's actually had more success getting after the quarterback. So it just makes your line deeper. To me, we're deeper in the key spots right now, but we'll see how the rest of it shapes up. I just, not because I'm an Eagles fan, I just think we're a little bit better right now, right this second. Where I
hear you, Tommy. I hear you.
We've upgraded our football team. I don't think they have. You can tell me Gerald McCoy, maybe 5 years ago, yes. Right now, not as much.
No, I don't think that's Homer talk at all. I agree with you. I agree with all you guys.
There might be a little Homer talk involved, but I do agree.
No, but I'm saying this comes from a teal glasses guy. So I mean, the Eagles. I think they did fine. It's all, I thought they did fine in free agency. I think they're obviously heading in the right direction. The draft is key for them to see if they can, where they end up with one of those four critical positions that we talk about. Wide receiver, linebacker. This is a franchise that hasn't valued their linebacker in a long time. I mean, obviously, you talk about Jordan Hicks. I get that, but they seem to have thrown that position by the wayside. So we'll see what they do in the draft there, because they didn't address it in free agency.
True. What's up, Dion?
What up, Dion? Yeah, the four of us are suiting up at linebacker, and that's not good.
I got trouble getting to the fridge, so I'm no use for you guys.
I think
the sideline is very slow.
I think I'd be solid for a quarter.
God bless you.
Second quarter, it'd be in big trouble.
I got one play in me. I'm gonna hit somebody.
My phone's probably gonna die at some point.
By the way, you guys see this on ESPN?
Just a FYI.
He needs milk. Get him milk.
On the Deuce, they're doing European tram driving for like ESPN 8 to Ocho.
I think they're doing dodgeball later tonight.
Yeah.
It's gotten bad.
I'll watch dodgeball. Fuck it.
Oh yeah. I just hope Ben Stiller runs out of the tunnel. Then I'm really jazzed up.
Oh yes.
Cherry was on at 3:30.
All right, boys. You got a crumb of the day before Wilson's phone dies?
I got a crumb of the decade. It's fucking coronavirus. Whatever you want to call it. Chinese virus, coronavirus, COVID-19. I don't give a fuck what you call it. It's crumb of the decade. Crumb of the fucking decade. I've had enough. I'm fed up. I've already had enough. I'm up to here with this shit. And it's only going to get worse. I'm fed up. And I'm convinced I'm going to get it. So everything's falling into place here, Tom. Crumb of the fucking decade.
No, I love it, bro. I mean, with the sporting world shut down and the world shut down, it's there's not much out there, you know what I mean? But I agree with you 1,000%. It's so depressing. It's just on every level, not just because we're in the sports field. It's just, it's sad to see all the college athletes, all the high school athletes. High school's going to be shut down. I don't know if they think they're kidding. I hope not. But there might be an April 20th. There might be an April 20th. There might be an April 20th thing, and we'll see what happens then if you can salvage it. But when you're talking about high school baseball, you got to at least get 15. You don't have to, but you have to almost get 15 games in, because that's where the seedings come from and the power points. You know what I mean? And if you want to have a postseason, so you can play 3 or 4 games a week if we were able to even do anything come April 20th. You know what I mean? We're on a 2-week thing, but I can't believe that in 1 week that they're going to be like, all right, let's come on back to school and and set the L screens up. It's just not.
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
don't see
to
it.
me, it's impossible. So
I'm with you,
it's
Steve.
just depressing on every level. And like I said, it's for the players. The college seniors. I know you get a year back. I get that, but you're never going to get the season back. You know what I mean? For these college hoop teams that we should be watching the second round today. Those teams might not be that good again. That's special again. Where Brinks likes to. Brinks anointed the Dayton Flyers. I get that. You know what I mean? But they might never ever going to have a season like that again.
Probably won't.
Penn State was good. A lot of it was kind of wide open.
Rutgers was going to make the tourney.
Yeah. I mean, there was probably 10 or 12 teams that had a chance to win it this year. And it's sad for those guys, the spring sport athletes, just everybody. I mean, we're all going crazy. And I don't know if there's an end in sight. It's unreal how bad I feel like, not to get on a tangent, how we dropped the ball here. All right. And, as the guys that are running things, dropping the ball, and now as people, we're dropping the ball because the crumb for me is the people that are just at the beaches all over the place. Disney World, sit still. What are you doing? I know you want to believe it's a hoax. It's not a hoax. It might have got blown up and it might have got, it's not a hoax. All right. And it's crazy to me.
I mean, Italy's a mess right now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not a hoax.
No, I know.
And I made jokes early on, but at this point, if you're not just staying home and staying away from it, all you're doing is delaying us from getting back to normal life.
Oh yeah, I told Tom. I apologize to Tom. I busted his chops. I had him fitted for the tinfoil hat and all that stuff, and it got to our doorstep quick.
Yeah, the hat's on.
Here we are.
The hat's on. I blame him now. I told him yesterday. I went to Wawa to put air in the tire, and there was a seedy character using the air thing. I'm like, that dude's got the virus. I got to go find another station that has air because I'm not using that air thing after he touched it.
No, he was glowing. He was glowing. He was
glowing. I could see it. I could smell it on him.
He was radioactive. We saw it.
Real seedy character.
Yeah.
Didn't like him. Very hippie-ish. Long hair, shorts on. 52 degrees, shorts on, long hair. Might have had flip-flops, too.
Why not have shorts on at 52 degrees?
If you were getting there, I wouldn't have gone there after you either, Greg. So you're just putting yourself on that level. I got you.
Putting yourself on that pedestal.
What do you got, Greg?
He's simping, as the fucking children would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be kind of similar to what Sweeps Crumb to me is going to be the NCAA for the spring sports. Listen, I understand when you made the decision. Just postpone it, though. Postpone it out 2-3 weeks before you finalize and cancel it. It probably was going to all come to that, but just postpone it. At least give these kids some hope that something could happen. You know what I mean? Especially the way everything is now. Give hope.
Well, they canceled the schools, though, too.
No, I understand. I get that. I'm saying, but just postpone it for 2 weeks. Reevaluate in 2 weeks. Their seasons were almost, halfway through anyway, especially for baseball and softball. So that would just be mine.
Yeah.
I hear you, brother.
No, I'm with you. Syracuse is number 1 in lacrosse. I'm with you.
College, it was tougher. I agree with you 1,000%. I thought it was kind of early, but the whole college atmosphere thing, you almost have to shut it down. It's the easiest thing to do.
I get for the college.
I'm just saying, it's easier for them, but a lot of those schools that are top blue blood schools in the spring sports, they're on campus when school's over anyway. Like if you're going to the College World Series, school's done for 3 weeks. You're just hanging out anyway. So, school didn't have to be the key there. I guess you could have kept them around even if they weren't going to school. But, I guess the decision all over the country is the best thing to do is shut everything down. Cooperstown is the greatest, not greatest. It's, it's a cheese dick central, right? But it's in the travel ball world, it's the greatest thing for 12-year-olds to go. You know what I mean? But it's dripping with cheese dicks everywhere. But it's a millions and millions of dollars, and they shut it down already.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you're right. They did give the year back to the spring athletes, but for the seniors, there's another recruiting class coming in next year. So are they going to? I mean, of course, every coach is going to keep their senior if they're coming back, but most of them.
Is your job going to allow you to do it?
That's the other side of it. Most of these, the 2 weeks after baseball was over, we're moving on to an internship or a job or something anyway, so they don't have the opportunity to come back even though you were given the year. And that's why it was almost just like, hey, just delay it a little bit. Ultimately, we understand that it probably would have ended up being canceled, but delay, reevaluate in 2-3 weeks and see if you can salvage at least a tournament, you know what I mean? The conference tournaments or something like that. But
yeah, absolutely. And all those big schools over recruit anyway. So just imagine that the numbers, even those guys are getting years back, you're gonna have rosters of 50. What are you gonna do then?
Yep.
You know, I mean, like, you know, you can redshirt the freshmen, but there's gonna be a lot of freshmen that said, hey, I came here, I ain't redshirt.
Because I wanted to play.
I didn't want a redshirt. So
it's
gonna get really hairy.
Yeah, and you know, my crum's the same as you guys, you know, in some shape or form. It's the people that I'm saying with Sweets, like the people that just don't want to listen. You know, you still got tons of people out and about right now, right? Like, you know, it was a mandatory stay at home yesterday, and people aren't doing it like they should. Some people are, but not enough, right? Like, you got grocery stores, you know, line 60 deep. What good's that? What good's that? You know, you can order right from the store. You don't even got to go. So it's like, you know, I know we all want to get out, and it's like, oh, well, we a little ride to CVS, and this. We shouldn't, or, you know, we're just, like, I get it. We all got to get out, take a walk. You know what I mean? Walk your dog, go take a walk around the block, or whatever. But I just, like, I'm not saying don't go to the store. It's just the unknown of what you, like, should do and shouldn't do is still going on. And we talked about this. I talked about this last week. Like, the unknown of what we're allowed to do and what we should do or what we shouldn't do is still, like, not really being told us. Like, you could say all non-essential businesses need to be shut down, but nobody's stopped people from going on the boardwalk like you saw up in North Jersey yesterday, where they're
They're supposed to be stopped now.
Boardwalk. People are buying rentals right now in Ocean City, New Jersey. Rentals in Ocean City, New Jersey are all booked right now. People are going to the shore like it's a vacation.
Yeah, but actually, they're trying to stop that, Tom. Did you see
I know,
that, though?
but
because it's all these New Yorkers trying to get the fuck out of Dodge.
It's good. You can't. We can't have both ways. So now, what could have been done?
They can't do that because the shore hospitals aren't equipped to handle it.
No,
if an outbreak happens down there, they're not equipped to handle it.
That's the biggest. Listen, like you said, that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing that there's no one set thing. Everybody's got 1,000 different rules, and that's when it's not. That's when there's no conformity. That's when the problem happens. You know, and I'm not talking like a CDC expert. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'm going to say, like Wilson said when it first happened, he went by Home Depot and they were letting people in. Well, when they didn't get past 30, then somebody else, in order to go in, and then somebody had to come out. Well, guess what? ShopRite don't give a fuck. There's 200 people in ShopRite. Acme's 200 people in there. So it doesn't make any sense. So if one person, you know, one company's doing something and somebody else isn't doing that, we're never going to get a handle on it. It's never going to end to me. I don't know how it works.
It's something I said 2 weeks ago. Hey, shut it all down now. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month. We can all rebound from that, right? And my scary thing was if this goes on, right? Like financially, a month. Okay, it's going to hurt us all, but we can all rebound from that at the end of the day. We'll get back, right? But 2, 3, 4, like that's when
economically that's a killer, yeah.
Economically,
that's what they're trying to have not happen.
From. The second Pro Sports billion-dollar company said, whoa, I don't want the lawsuit. I don't want the lawsuit. When at the second, everybody in this country should have said, hold on, what am I missing? Right? What am I missing? Right? We made a decision 2 Wednesdays ago. Done. We're not. I don't want a lawsuit. Right? I'm a small business. We can't afford a lawsuit like that. But everybody in Sue Happy America, where everyone would sue.
I would sue the shit out of you too, Tom.
Exactly.
I'm hoping I get to sue UPS. I'm already ready to sue UPS. I'm waiting.
Well, that's what my point is. You're already ready to. Think about all the like big time NBA players.
I wouldn't sue you. I would sue UPS though, because they're pieces of shit.
Yeah.
So nobody knows what to do. You have people that aren't listening at all. You have people like us that are like, okay, we'll listen. We'll stay home. Right? So it's never going to end. Economically, you want a recession? Y'all want a fucking recession? Keep going.
Well, it's probably going to happen.
And recession's coming on your front steps. And I try telling y'all, you don't want to, nothing matters until it's knocking on my damn door. Right? I ain't a dude that's a CDC expert like Sweep said. I don't. When whatever virus came last year, you didn't hear me all yelling about it, did you? Was I on airways yelling to shut it down? Nope. I don't do this. I don't care about that stuff, right? But when I saw this starting to spread, I said, well, this is something different, right? And everybody in the government is telling us all it's something different. They're all telling you. They're pointing right to it and saying, big businesses are pointing right to saying, this is big. This is big. Think basketball is going to give up how much money they're making playoff time, right? You think the NHL is going to lose money?
The NCAA tournament.
I was going there.
The NCAA tournament. It's like 80% of the money they make a year in college basketball.
Vegas is a ghost town. Like, I mean, forget about the tournament. Just a ghost town. Like, I mean, you would never even think it.
Dude, these massive companies are dying. Boeing is down like $450 a share. Fucking shit is crumbling.
And
they're doing it so to try to flatten this curve and stop this thing from getting out of control. Like fucking Italy's having 500 deaths a day now. They're trying to stop that from happening.
That's the thing. Because if we don't shorten it, everybody's going to lose more money. All of us. Every person talking right now, every person listening in this chat is going to lose more and more and more money, which economically we won't be able to rebound from. It's cool. You want to give me money for a month sitting inside? I'll sit inside. But in 4 months, they won't be able to give you money for sitting inside. That's the difference. It can only go on so long. There's only so much money to be given out. So it's like, you want to end this now, peeps, and hopefully get back to things in 2 months? Or do you want to keep circling this fucking conversation for the next 4 or 5 months when we literally got crazy stuff that's going to go on in this country? Crazy stuff, right? I don't want to see that happen, right? When people really lose money and really can't afford shit, we don't want to get there. We do not want to get there. I ain't prepared for it.
Yes. So stay home and wash your hands, you dirty motherfuckers.
And talk sports with us. He's not coming to that. That's probably that. We do come to that. Was going to be this related.
Dirty motherfuckers. Hashtag that, man. I love it.
Peace.
It took something like this for you fuckers to learn how to wash your hands. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Yep. So listen, just everybody be safe out there. Keep tuning in every day. We'll have shows for you all the time. Try and take your mind.
If you feel like you might have it, if you got the fever or you got a bad cough, they set up like
fever for more cowbell
all over. I'm saying there's a testing site at the fucking stadiums. There's like one in Ambler, PA. There's one in South Jersey. Just fucking go call them and go get tested if you think you might have it. And quarantine your fucking ass away. Stay away from everybody.
Listen,
get rid of this shit.
Yeah, we're going to yell and scream to our blue in the face, and it's not going to change how people.
Yeah. That's the thing, because when you're asymptomatic, you don't show anything, and that's when people are beep-bopping around. They don't, so I have no idea. That's why that's why this thing is absolutely mega, and this thing is exploding. Because even if you get a test, it might come back for 5 or 14 days or something. So you can test negative.
No, it's 2 days.
I know, not the results. I'm saying, but you can they're talking about the incubation period is like anywhere from 5 to 14 days. So you can test negative and then still it's great. I don't know. It's just unbelievable to me.
It's the thing is like, I don't know. We just keep, like I said,
stay the fuck in your house.
You're right.
Basically, if you don't have to leave your house, don't leave it.
The people are running around that don't understand it and think they can do whatever they want, don't want to listen. You're going to listen when there's tanks out front of your house and you're not allowed to drive nowhere. So you all think, everybody out there, you're all good with this until martial law comes into effect. I don't think it's going to happen. But if this continues to happen, they're going to have no choice. We don't want the military running our country. Does everybody understand that? I don't want the military running my country. Because the second that happens, they can come in my house whenever they want to. Or everything we have, right? Our freedom gets taken away that day. Everything freedom-wise. We don't want to go down that road. Please, people, we do not want to go down that road. That might be fun and game in the movies. That's not fun and game in real life, okay? I don't want the military having access that they can walk in my house if they want to. I never want to get there, right? So this
Tom's definitely still got the fucking hat on, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Oh, it's on. You.
No, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just saying I don't want it to get there. Like,
no, I hear you. Stay inside. Wash your hands.
Like, that's cool. That's hot in the movie. That's hot in the street. Like, look at the tank out front of my house. That's not hot in real life.
I don't think.
It's not cool in real life. I'm good. I'll send the tank out.
Just tanks rolling down, running me down?
rolling down Third Ave. Like, no need.
They can repave some roads while no one's on them. I mean, that'd be cool.
Good. A lot of work that could be done.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's a shame construction.
Or just stay the fuck inside.
Just redo the roads while everyone's inside. Make some good out of it.
Wow.
Look at him just sitting there. Such an issue. Such an issue. Look at him. He is the worst.
He ain't getting no work done.
Especially in Philly. Go in Philly. Redo all the roads in there. They're
dude.
Tom, feel free to mute his ass.
Greg, you know this. Greg working from home is just like him on Instagram looking at girls. That's all it is.
Greg,
did you get any work done today?
I got work done Friday. I don't work on the weekends. I did work.
Greg, did you get anything work today? I liked like 2,600 pictures on Instagram.
Trying to get some mellow yellow delivered.
I do, dude. I checked Amazon. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be expensive to get some mellow yellow. But Tommy heard me on Friday. There's legit. I was working.
Life's short. Pay the price.
Oh, it's gonna get paid.
It's running through your veins. You gotta have it, pal. I mean,
Can't have you quarantine and withdrawal at the same time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, guy's fucking shaking in the corner.
I don't have the Rona. I'm
gonna start freaking out. What is this, Mountain Dew? Get this out of here. Oh, that's great. All right, boys.
Yeah, it's good work, man. 2 hours. Holy shit. My back is killing me.
I think we officially figured out that my phone lasts about 2 hours. So they got 2%.
Need to sit in a chair. Need to sit in a chair like Greg next time. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're not chairing it right now?
I'm downstairs on the couch here. I'm moving around. I mean,
I've been moving around because I've been holding the phone the whole fucking time, so my arm's falling asleep.
Like crack addict. I'm fucking swaying here like fucking Vince in the chin. Like I'm fucking Vince in the chin here. Fucking go. Fucking no pants on. I'm rocking the fucking Peter Gavin's right now. Always wanted to.
That's great.
Oh, Corbin, no.
Tom's not here.
Corona.
Greg, I'll be in the minute to spit on your forehead.
Throw some Hollywood on him.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Leave Tommy. Leave him.
You're contaminating my office for tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's great.
ESPN is showing
all right, boys.
WrestleManias tonight, so if you want to watch some WrestleMania tonight on ESPN, go for it.
I think they've been playing like Sixers games. They had the Sixers come back against Portland on last night. Yeah. So I mean, at least you get to watch something. I know you already know the outcome.
Usually, when Coffin leads up, it's always good to see a comeback on TV.
CBS has the past national championships on. I think Nova's on at 4.
Oh, they're going right up the ladder, huh? They made it to 85? No, yesterday was 82.
I don't need your jokes there, Ritz, okay? The problem is the headphones connect to the same spot the charger connects. So how fucking am I supposed to charge and headphones? How's that? You tell me how to charge that headphone, then I'm on board.
He said, I don't need your jokes.
Fucking jokey joke maker. I'm sure you're probably jerking off, getting ready for WWE or something.
No fans. I watched Raw. I watched Raw.
Oh, brutal.
I watched
Raw too. It was brutal.
Like, Mom, come on. What are we doing here?
You too, Levi.
It was brutal. And I used to love wrestling, and I watched Raw, and it was brutal. I was like, this is brutal.
Man, that's bad.
That's bad.
Later, Levi. Take care, bro.
All right, boys.
Family out there,
I'll
subscribe, like, follow, shows daily. You can catch us, obviously, anywhere you find your podcast at as well. iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify Speaker, Google Play, SoundCloud, everywhere. So thank our doc, making yours. Dr. Paul Vidal doing remote stuff right now throughout this little crisis. So you can still contact on Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. And make sure you find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. And Ambuck Services, right? Giving out 20% right now. Gutters, gutter guards, anything you need done outside of the house, they got you covered. AMBUCKservices.com. Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Greg Mwaglik, Brian Wilson, agree, disagree.
Haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks. Had to take some scissors to it. Scissors!
Yep.
That shit was thick.
Well, it was. I was wondering how you were looking. Staying in.
Never got that said to me.
Hey, we'll end on that note.
What's that like? Later, boys. I don't know how to leave. I don't know what to do.
Oh,
I don't know what to do.
We're just gonna end it. We're